It was the song Words. Words that mattered. Words that held weight. Words that shaped something for her spirit. Because for Gildi, words matter. They're not just words. They are how we lead, how we comfort, how we stand up, how we serve as Rotarians. And as I caught up with Gildi recently at Hutt Street Chibo's, President Trevor, you'd be very happy to know we're keeping that store alive. I learned that this is not just someone who leads a Rotary Club, this is someone who has worked at the highest levels alongside the State Premier, in the engine room of government, and 3 separate state ministers. She's a leader with deep conviction, wide capacity, and a humility that inspires. And today, we get to hear the story behind the mask, the person behind the title. It is my absolute privilege to invite you now to listen, to laugh, and to learn as we meet our President, Gildi Carty. Right, so we're going to be a little bit informal, bit formal, but the idea is to learn as much as we can in as small amount of time as we can about this beautiful human being. So, let's rewind. What were you like as a teenager? Ambitious? Rebellious? Sonia, you don't have to contribute to this, okay? Future president of everything. So what were you like as a teenager?
Well, I can't... Is this on? Can you hear me?
No. Milos?
He can't eat.
There you go.
I can talk without
Yeah. Check.
I can't lie because my brother and sister are here. They would probably say I always got out of the washing up. That would probably be my claim to fame as a child. I don't think I was a rebellious teenager, but I was pretty busy and active and very independent. Took myself off to basketball mainly, played a lot of sport, did a lot of running. I know I'm only 5'3", but I was really into it. It took me a while to work out that I could never be that good at it. But I did learn through my teens that putting in the effort with sport, digging deep, actually did give you a lot of resilience and taught you that you had it in yourself when you put in the effort. I did play district basketball for Norwood at a 5'3". I quickly worked out when I went to under 18s that I needed to do something else. But yeah, I was very grateful for the time that I learnt that sport is a wonderful enabler.
Okay, so let's fast forward a few years. So now you're a young mum. So can you tell us a little bit about your girls?
I have 2 adult daughters, Danae and Emily. They're married with their own families. You can see some pictures rolling through there. And I have 7 grandkids, which I'm really lucky to have. Originally, I guess their dad passed away. I don't say that lightly. I just say that to share with you and not to get your sympathy, but just so that you understand me. And I raised my girls in their younger life until I met the wonderful Wayne by myself. And then we became a bigger, more extended family with Wayne when I was around 38.
Okay, so if I may just go, I hear the Horton Footy Club has got a special place in your family's heart.
Yeah.
Are you okay to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. My late husband wrote and started the Horton Football Club with a number of mates, and they've honoured him 10 years ago, and they recently did it again on Anzac Day, and they have the Steve Shepherd Memorial Medal, and they invited us to come along. So the whole family went, extended family, cousins and nephews. The president at the time chose the best player for the C grade, One of the guys that played in the inaugural team and one of our good friends picked the B grade, and my grandson did all the stats and chose the best player for the A grade. So it was a wonderful day of celebration. You'll see a little photo that comes up. You might have to repeat it. So it was a great day to honour him, and it was good for my girls and for the grandkids, because their dad passed away when they were young and they don't have any memories.
All right, so let's flip this. Gildi, you've worked not with one, not with two, but with 3 state ministers here in South Australia. What was that experience like for you, working with these humans?
Busy, always on call, but it was probably the best time of my career working for the state government ministers. You did really feel like you're working for a purpose and for a cause. I was a public servant, so I wasn't a political appointment. I was there because of my experience and connections in with the department. So I started off with Paul Kiker. I went in there as his senior policy officer. He went on to regional development. The portfolio I was in was employment and education, and usually that was their first ministerial appointment. So it was very interesting when a new minister came in, because I didn't have any idea about public service, briefings, budget times. So you had to kind of gently ease them into the world of public service. Some ministers didn't like it. Michael O'Brien was one. He wasn't really a fan of the brief. It had to be on one page, and half the page was saying what section of the department you came from, so that was quick. And then I worked with Jack Snelling as well, so the 3, they were all quite different. They all had their own ambitions. I think Jack went on to health, which is a good nail in the coffin if you want to be a minister. And Michael O'Brien went on to, I think he was the Deputy Treasurer for a while, and Paul Kiker, after regional, he left politics. They're all great people, fun to work with, and the team that you work with in the Minister's office, you're kind of separated from the department because you're working in the Minister's office. So you find that you bond together and you have a lot of fun and a lot of laughs, and take the mickey out of the Minister when you can, when he's not looking.
Okay, so were you able to take the mickey out of the Premier?
No.
Okay, so you worked for Premier Mike Rann. Big name, big portfolio. Are you able to unpack that experience and just talk through it?
Yeah. So I didn't work directly to him. I worked as an education policy advisor on his social inclusion board initiative. So I was the lead education policy officer that reported to the board. And we did a number of references around school retention. I did an Aboriginal employment and training SASTA model. That was the key one that I was brought in to do. And then the last piece of reference work that I did was about young people with a disability transitioning from school. I learnt so much about working at a high level across government and how decisions are made. They're not made in the boardroom. How policy is developed and how the departments actively work against change because they're terrified that you might take some funding away from them. They would actually, you'd have a meeting and they'd actually send different people every meeting. And so then you had Mike Rann, who would have morning teas with us. I know Monsignor Capo was a bit of a controversial figure, but he was there at the time. But they would say to us, if you have an issue, you come to us, we'll deal with it. So we didn't have to go to the department and say, hey, you need to send your high-level people to have this discussion. They would take it up and across, and that was their mantra. They were very determined to make an impact through this board.
So you said that decisions aren't made in the boardroom, and I'm sure there's a few people in the room here that can attest to that. So are you happy to go behind the scenes a bit? You know, we see the headlines and the press conferences. She's looking at me. What's something people didn't realise about working in the halls of power?
I think people don't give ministers enough credit. They have a lot of capacity. I don't envy them their job, but I'd never want to be a politician. You do have to take in very quickly a lot of facts and figures. You can't afford to get it wrong. So I think people don't probably realise the speed of that. They're all there for different reasons. Some are there for the purpose, some are there because they want to be Premier. You've just got to work out what their groove is.
Fantastic. So was there ever a time where you thought, goodness gracious me, I can't believe I'm in this room right now?
Maybe today.
All right, cool. So let's flip the script. You've got 7 grandkids.
Yep.
Okay, that must keep you busy. What's the best thing about being a grandma, a nana? What do they call you?
They call me Mima.
Mima. What's the best thing about being Mima?
They're just the next generation. They bring the family to life. They're joyous. They embrace the world and our family, and they love each other. And you know, I think that's testament to my siblings and the way they've been raised by their mums. They're just good kids, and they're a joy to be around.
So can you tell us about Ella? I hear she's a bit of a superstar.
Yeah, my eldest granddaughter had a stroke in utero. She's 17 now, but many, many times we didn't expect her to live past 3. It was pretty challenging. We had lots of hospital visits, lots of medicine. She still has her water through a tube in her stomach. She can walk and talk. She is, I would say she's got a golden heart. She's just the most beautiful person. She loves everyone, and everyone in my family adores her, and would do anything for her. And we just made a decision a long time ago as a family to not put her back into hospital, to wrap her up in cotton wool, love her and do hospital in the home. And you know what? She's thrived.
Awesome, I love that story, yeah. Beautiful. We opened today with the Bee Gees and that memory of you in Wellington. Can you just unpack why that moment stood out for you?
Sonia and I were going swimming. I was going to cheat with my flippers on to win a race, and it was on the radio as we were running out the door. And it just stopped me in my tracks, and I just listened to the harmony of the Bee Gees and the beautiful song, and the song is words, and it's just been my favourite song ever since. I understand it was about the brothers arguing, and that words do matter, and they do make a difference. And so as you get older, you know, you listen to that song and you think about those brothers not getting along, and I don't want that for me or for anyone. But I just love the melody, and I still love the Bee Gees. Don't ask for a request when you go anywhere, they don't like it.
All right, so just one more question, and then if I would, I'd just like to unpack some of these photos. But if Jill Chapman threw a talent show next week, what would be your act?
She wouldn't invite me. I don't have a talent. I can't think. I'll probably have to talk. That might be it.
Talk, sing?
No.
No.
My daughters can sing, and my nephew can sing. They've got beautiful voices.
Oh, okay.
But it skipped a generation, sorry.
Oh, there you go.
And the hair skipped a generation. They've got great hair.
So this photo here on the board now, living life together, what's going on here?
No doubt that's a birthday celebration. That's my eldest grandson, Max, on the left. That's the kids mucking around. They're always just climbing all over each other and having a good time. I guess they're posing for the photo, but they kind of don't mind doing that.
And then here we have always celebrating being together.
Yeah, that's at my house. That's another birthday. All the food gets put out on the bench. We have an enormous amount of food that goes through the place, and we've got, 7 gluten-free, a celiac, seafood, no nuts. So they know when they come to my place they can eat everything. So, it's a good celebration.
Okay, and one last photo here. What's this? Love my girls.
Yeah, they're wearing their Houghton Football Club hats on that day, and the photo before that was them doing the scoring up in the stands of the A-grade best and fairest.
Okay, so Emily, your daughter, can't be here. She's crook, and I've just got something to read. So you just stay up here if you could. Here we go. Tissues. Okay, here we go. Now, as we continue to peel back the layers and truly unmask our president, we're delighted to hear the words from someone who knows her best, and not just as a leader or a professional powerhouse, but as mum. They say if you really want to know someone, ask their children. And as I said, unfortunately, there she is there. Emily can't be with us today. She's a little bit crook. And we wish her well, and I received an email from her last night and she's recovering. So, the letter reads, "Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be there in person with you today. My name is Emily and I'm Gildi's youngest daughter. I speak not only on my own behalf, but also for my sister, Duan, who is currently overseas with her husband and all the 7 grandchildren."
3 boys.
3 boys, got it. There is truly no one quite like Mum. We love her so much, in fact, that we live next door to each other. Some of you might be thinking, oh, how do you cope with that? But for us, it's been a long-held family dream to live all within metres of each other. We're incredibly close as a family. My sister lives on a large block in the hills, so Mum is often galvanising between work, baseball games, walking her dogs, Rotary functions, and gathering all the grandkids together for movies, laughter, and usually a dance performance of some dramatic show that they decided to put on for her. I thought we were going to get another skill. A dance? No. To many of you, she is a woman of success, elegance and grace, and she is absolutely all of that. But I'm here to say she is also so much more than that. She has lived through what many couldn't imagine: grief, tragedy and joy, all woven into her story. She has lost my father in a car accident when I was a baby and my sister was just 3 years old. She navigated life as a single mum until she met my dad, Wayne, who joined our family when I was 11, and he helped us make us whole. Through our teenage years, she raised us with patience and strength, watching us grow into women who would eventually get married and have families of our own. Danae has 3 boys and I have 4 girls, but our journey hasn't always been easy. My eldest daughter Ella had a stroke in Euro and lives with physical and intellectual disabilities. Our youngest 2 daughters came to us through kinship, care and under guardianship. Mum has walked with us every step of the journey with me. She has sat beside hospital beds, helped fundraise for adaptive bikes and assisting dogs, held my hand through doctor's appointments and palliative care meetings. She's blown up glove balloons, danced with clown doctors and debriefed with me after DCP meetings. She's always had the right words, a glass of rosé, do you mind, ready to pour, and unwavering encouragement, and has lavished her grandchildren with love and quite possibly the most extravagant Christmases ever. The grandchildren absolutely adore Mima. Wherever she goes, she brings warmth, joy and love. 3 minutes isn't nearly enough time to honour her fully. She's instilled in me deep care for my local community, encouraged me to keep learning, to keep growing, to lead with compassion, to confront my inner battles and to reflect often and honestly. I am who I am today because she believed in me. My mum has always been smart, capable and compassionate, often doing the work of 10 people. But she's also a woman who has walked through suffering and come out stronger. She has fought for her education, stood up for the underprivileged women, for widows, for the disabled, the sick and the elderly. She is not removed from the realities many people face. She has lived them, and because of that, I can't imagine anyone more qualified to represent advocate for and passionately serve both her community and Rotary than my mum. Congratulations, Mum. We love you. Well, that's been a very special afternoon. Laughter, stories, memories, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. But before we wrap up, it's only fitting that we give the final words to the woman who we came to celebrate today, the leader who brings grace, grit, and just the right amount of sparkle to everything she does. You've heard from her daughter, and you've heard the real stories, and now it's time to hear from the President herself as she shares her reflection and hopes for the year ahead. Gildi Carty. Yeah.
We were going to do the 60 seconds with my sister, so we can still do that before I start.
Yeah, let's do it now. Here we go. So everyone, this is Sonia. Round of applause for Sonia.
Gildi, coffee or tea?
Coffee?
River swim or ocean swim?
None of it.
Favourite PG song? We know.
Oh, words.
Heels or sneakers?
Oh, sneakers for sure.
Most used emoji?
Oh, love heart.
Best time of day, early bird or night owl?
Probably early in the morning.
One word your grandkids would use to describe you?
I was told to say amazing, but they might say I'm crazy.
What's always in your handbag?
Lip gloss.
Yes. Worst job you ever had?
Oh, there's been a few. Yeah, sometimes I'm very grateful that I sit behind a computer. I look at some of the hard jobs that people do, and I think I've got it easy. I've always been lucky with the jobs that I've done. I've always been honoured.
Something people would be surprised to learn about you?
I was in the movie Gallipoli. I was an extra. I was in the ballroom scene, and I actually have managed to find a little clip that's got my head in it that you can tell I was in it. I should bring it along.
Mike Rann or the Premier's dog? Who was easier to work with?
No comment. I think that was my 12 in 60 seconds questions. Well, I just want to finish off by thanking you all for coming here today and kicking off a brand new year. I think it's the 103rd year as a club. This milestone as your president brings a powerhouse of responsibility that I take on with care and commitment. This club has been shaped by the dedication and vision of those who came before us, presidents and members alike, whose passion has created the path that we proudly all walk on today. Being a member in this club feels like you are part of something special. But our path ahead is ours to shape, ours to make a difference in. Our newly appointed Rotary International President, Francesco Arezzo, has shared this year's message with us, Unite for Good. He reminds us we are stronger together, that together we create change, we serve, and we grow. And so, how do we exactly live this message? From what I've seen, we already are. This club is filled with passionate, committed members who not only support our current projects, but are open to new ideas, partnerships, community connections. You champion local charities, step up to meet emerging needs, and make space for new voices and friendships, all while honouring the foundation that we've built. We are 149 members strong, and along with our valued friends of Rotary and honorary members, we are a powerful collective. And it will be my privilege to walk alongside you in the year ahead. We come together, sometimes not knowing anyone, but we stay because we find friendship, connection, and purpose. So my wish for this year, and I say wish deliberately because a goal doesn't feel quite right, and it's more heartfelt. So my wish is that every member, whether you've just joined or you've been a member for a long time, feels heard, valued and involved, because you are the difference makers. I'm proud to be your president, and I'm proud to be part of what we do together for good. Being a Rotarian means being part of something bigger than yourself. It means working with others towards a shared goal with respect and openness. Together, I believe we can unite for good. So with that, Rotarians and guests, I say thank you.